so we're all set up, and we're going to have the Hermit and the High Priestess reading. Yeah. Very excited.
Yes.
Okay, so how does this work?
I usually start first by dividing up the cards and ask which card you want, left, middle, or right. And then we'll draw the top 3 cards from that. So I read these differently from my normal readings would be like a past, present, future. I go with a collective message, an overall message from it, and see if it resonates with you. While I'm communicating with you, Christine will be shuffling her cards or deciding which deck to use, and she'll be writing down any messages she gets. So when I'm done discussing the message with you, she'll be ready to jump in. And then we'll do like a cross reference of our readings.
And again, with the Oracle cards, it may not necessarily be like past, current, future. It's just
whatever
comes through.
up.
Just go with the flow and let it out.
This approach, it's more of an intuitive approach with our readings for this one.
Yeah, less structured.
Yes.
Perfect.
So do you want your reading now
I
too?
would love it. I would, again, general, just whatever I'm meant to be told at this time. I would love to hear.
For you, we'll be using the Morgan Greer deck. It's like a second take on the traditional Rider-Waite that came out in the 70s. And I always have a giggle because some of the characters in here have like 70s porn stashes. and some of these cards remind me like of a bootleg Fleetwood Mac album cover.
Oh, wow.
With
Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, here's the stash right
That's
there.
awesome.
And some of the outfits and that. So like Fleetwood Mac. So I get it, and I love it. It's a really colorful deck. Okay, and what is your question?
I would love to know what message the universe has for me today.
I see something similar going on here.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what we can do.
Well, we had a specific one on the last episode, so
Yes.
this time I will be open to hearing what they want to tell me.
The universal message. Okay, left, middle, or right?
I'm going to go middle as well.
Okay. What pops out right away is clarity. A new idea or an awakening. You've had a shadow around you. Things have been hidden around you and things haven't been clear in your environment. I'm getting this with the moon. And the moon is also tapped into the subconscious. So there's something that you're not sure of and it's not too clear. But eventually clarity is going to come soon. With the swords also too. And we discussed before about it being logic and decision out there. But swords also represents a fast action. Something that's going to happen very soon. So whatever's swimming around your subconscious to your conscious right now, the mystery, clarity will be coming soon.
Yeah, I can explain that. Being shown something, but it doesn't exist yet.
Right.
Like with COVID.
You're getting little glimpses.
Yeah, there's so
feelings.
many things coming through with COVID and the way that it's created this shift and this change that people are, I think, were able to do things differently and see things from a different point of view. And I almost feel like something innovative is right there lurking. And one of the things that I am going to be doing is I'm going to be going back to school. And
You've decided that.
yeah. So I'm doing my PhD in biophysics and quantum medicine. So I'll be a doctor of natural health at the end. And I feel like it's something along those lines where it's going to show me something that I don't quite see clearly yet. And I'm hoping, one of the reasons why I'm going back to school is, I came back to practice with COVID to serve because I felt like it was needed. But now that I feel like we're moving through it, I feel like I'm to say goodbye again. That's the feeling I have. That's really actually what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, exactly.
I know I said I'm like in my mind, I'm like, yeah, general question. I'm like, but I'd really like to know about what's going on in the future with me, or
with the clarity we talked about with the sword. That sword's cutting through the illusion, and that's gonna, water your feelings and emotions. So you're gonna feel that happiness after that positivity once you get through this this veil once it's taken away.
Right. And with being sword and very logical, I mean, like going back to school is a very in your head kind of way of being,
Yeah.
right? And it's not as
But tied to your emotions.
tied
too.
to,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Ah.
yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that's kind of when you were talking about it, that's what my feelings were on just like, you know
Yeah.
what? There's been so much lately where I'm like, I feel like it's right there on the cusp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm just about to see it.
What do you got?
So before I shuffled any cards, I saw an image of you on a river, and you're on a like almost like a raft, or just kind of like lying there in the river, going with the flow. And I actually it felt kind of almost stern, but like go with the flow. Like it's almost a feeling of just you need to sort of release maybe any resistance or anything that may be holding you back, and just go with the flow. And it is a feeling that there is going to be a flow, but it's not quite there yet. But you're definitely being pushed. Like just go with the flow. And so the first card that I pulled to you is barriers, and that's what it feels like right now. Like almost like imagine if you're on the river and you're trying to go with the flow, but maybe there's some rocks that are in the way right now. You just kind of get past those rocks, and then you can just keep moving forward and moving along. And with these two cards, with the awareness and reliable, it just is a feeling of, again, it feels like there's almost someone being stern, kind of saying like, you know what to do. Like it's just a feeling of sort of trusting yourself, you know what to do, you have what it takes, and just believing in yourself. And again, just to go for it and go with the flow. There's just this feeling of just needing to release and just let yourself just keep moving.
We were talking in my reading about some of the barriers that I have, and I'm just very easily influenced. When I was just me, it was so easy to just go with the flow, right? But having outside influences, it's tough. Like I try and stay strong, but it's a lesson that I have to keep learning over and over and over again.
So too, that goes along with us, have that prisoned inner child, that restrictions that is begging to be free again, for you to go with that flow. Very similar message.
Yeah. I know it's a lesson. I know it's a challenge.
You could almost like see someone saying like, you know,
I know,
like they're
and I'm
waving
like,
their finger at you.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah, and it's just because it's tough to always go and be strong and stand and in what you know is right and what you feel called to do, regardless of how it affects others, knowing that it's the right thing, right? So, yeah, I definitely see that.
Very similar message. Barriers, a veil, like some, like an illusion. Clarity and awareness.
That's all
It's
there.
cool how the messages are like come together.
Wait, it doesn't stop there. We still got the shadow card.
Oh,
yes.
card.
Okay.
If you order now, you get 2.
Yeah,
Oh, look at that.
Lots of pieces.
Like I always describe the Page of Pentacles as a student going forward, courses, learning, a new enterprise. But in a practical, pragmatic way. You know you're going to be putting that study or what you want to do. You know it's going to be over a certain amount of time. It's not going to be like that.
Yeah, because I'm going to be going back to school. The next 2.5, 3 years are going to be, I'm going to be in a school, and I know that week to week, it's not like I'm going to expect to know it all, right?
Yeah.
I know that it's going to take that time. And yes, I've been going with the flow for 1.5 years, and now it feels like, okay, now what? Okay, I've done the go with the flow, but it's still time, and I'm still, I guess, in my course. And to try and look at it as it's not that time now. It's still, I'm still in the learning process. I'm still in my flow.
Subconsciously, that learning bug is pushing.
Yeah.
It's pushing you and asking the questions of what does the universe have for me, but you know, because this is the root, this is the seed right there, new education.
Yeah. I'm always a student.
It's a lot to
It's a lot to process, yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, I know you see the person doing this, you know, but you still need to hear it
Yes.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And so going with the flow just kind of, you know, helps me to just continue doing what I'm doing and know that I'm still on the
Good.
right path.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because that ties
Okay.
in with what we did on Friday as well too, going with the flow. So
Yeah.
it's a double universal message
Yes.
for you.
Good
Yes.
message.
Yeah. Get out of my own way. Just go.
Yeah. So, if someone wants to get a reading with both of you combined, how do they do that?
She has a link on the wisdomwithinthewinds.com page.
Yep.
That link leads to my page for the booking and the payment process.
Okay.
And that on rebelstartarot.com. You go on the booking tab and you scroll down, and on the bottom you're going to see the Hermit and the High Priestess, and you click on it to book your session and do your payment. It's a PayPal payment.
Yep.
And it's a 45-minute session.
Yeah. That's great.
Excellent. And tell our viewers about the discount that you're offering.
And for those of you watching this video, we created a special discount code of $15 off our Hermit and the High Priest service when you use the code Spiritual Superpowers. All's one word. And
Isn't that
That's
awesome?
yeah, just exclusively for you guys and for this video.
Yay.
Excellent.
Thank you so much. Definitely worth it. I bet you're all going to be scrolling down into the description box and clicking on that link, I'm sure, because as you saw, our minds are blown.
Kind of blown, both of us too.
Yeah, like I feel like the whole my world has been shook.
Me too.
And in a really good way. And
Yeah.
like we just, for me, apparently I just needed to hear again and again. Oh wow, so thank you. Like,
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank
so
you for letting us do the
much.
readings for you. Yeah.
and we're so excited to give our viewers the chance to have a reading with you, and with a wonderful, very generous gift of a discount code. So thank you so much. And this is great. This really helps me sit back in my power, and I know I could see there was
Yeah.
a shift with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
All right. So another great episode today, I think. And make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any other future episodes. Hit the notification bell and like this video if you liked it.
And then head on over to Wisdom Within the Winds and rebelstartarot.com.
.com.
Yeah. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye.
Bye.